A kitten and a tiny puppy arrive at the shelter on the same day, about to cross the rainbow.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
When a little kitten and a tiny puppy arrived at the same shelter on the same day, their lives collided, with the most unpredictable outcome. But it's what transpired after that is the most emotional thing to witness. They met in the throes of anguish. His narrative tells of an incident that leaves an everlasting impact on what it means to find someone who comes into your life, and how, unexpectedly, it becomes a salve for the awful misery of feeling alone in the world. The two animals came at the Shenandoah Valley Animal Services Center in Virginia, United States, on the same day but under different circumstances. Chicky, the kitten, had been found abandoned on the street, but he was in good health. The dog, on the other hand, was not so lucky. The unfortunate little kid had been hospitalized earlier due to a person who was obviously shocked and sobbing with grief for this small being he discovered in such a dreadful shape. He was dying and required immediate assistance, said Huffman, the shelter's director. The unfortunate man was unconscious, and his blood glucose and body temperature were so low that they couldn't be measured. He remained unresponsive even after the first treatment, spending many hours with his eyes closed and unable to even elevate his head. A shelter volunteer brought the puppy home to monitor him overnight, and despite the fact that he began to respond, he also took care of him the next night. He might be whining non-stop to the point that he needed to be attended at all times. He merely sat peaceful on someone's lap. It was a little tough to cope with all the situations in a full shelter. Chicky, who appeared to be in good condition, began to cry as she expressed her deep anguish at being alone in her habitat. Nothing appeared to work for the staff until they came up with the idea of throwing them all together to see what would happen. It was incredible. It's one of the most stunning sights I've ever seen. A union made in heaven, exclaims the narrator. Huffman explained. They started caressing and communicating with one another right away. And it's been like this ever since. They're inseparable. The only thing each of them wanted to alleviate their anxiety and anguish at being abandoned was to know that they were safe and secure with someone who was constantly at their side. The way this kitten and puppy met meant something unique, as one supported the other in his recuperation, and what the shelter personnel did to comfort them resulted in a tiny gesture that made a difference. They didn't have to worry about anything anymore, and their relationship was enough to make them happy. They are presently in the care of veterinarian Letty Hansen in a foster home. They are the best of friends and look gorgeous together. Please share this with your friends and family.